So, in this explainer, we're going to dig into a really simple, but honestly, a really profound idea. And it's this. A truly meaningful life isn't about piling on more and more stuff to do. Nope. It's about choosing one single, impossible game, and then playing it with everything you've got.
But first, let me ask you something. Just take a second and think about your day-to-day. Are you actually moving towards a goal that you chose? Or does it kind of feel like you're just running in place, like you're on a treadmill that someone else switched on for you? It's a tough thought, for sure, but we've got to start there.
And the solution, believe it or not, boils down to these three little words. We're not talking about some design principle here. This is a life strategy. It's all about subtraction, about finding some real clarity by choosing to do less so you can pour all your energy into what truly, deeply matters.
Okay, so to really get this, we first need to agree on the basic premise. Life is pretty much a series of games. The big question, the one that changes everything, is, are you playing your game?
Now, the philosopher Bernard Suits had this amazing definition of a game. He said we voluntarily take on unnecessary obstacles. I mean, think about that. A marathon runner chooses the struggle of those 26.2 miles. A gardener chooses the struggle of trying to get something to grow. You don't need these things to survive, right? But they are absolutely essential for a life that feels meaningful.
And then C.T. Wong builds on this so well. If life is a game, then the rules, the integrity of it all, they aren't just suggestions. They're the whole point. Playing a game without caring about the rules isn't really playing. It's just pointless motion.
Which brings it all right back to you, doesn't it? That career path you're on, the way you spend your weekends, the people you hang out with. Are you playing by a set of rules that you actually believe in? Or did you just kind of accept them because they were there?
Getting this distinction is, well, it's everything. On the left side, you've got someone else's game. You're basically a cog in a machine, following rules you never agreed to, chasing wins you don't even really want. It's just movement without meaning. But on the right, that's your game. That's you climbing your own mountain, where the struggle itself is what gives it meaning. It's yours, authentically and completely yours.
All right, so choosing your game, that's one thing. But playing it? That's a whole different story. Because the authentic game, your real game, is almost always an impossible struggle. Let's talk about that challenge.
Anyone who's ever tried to do something good, something for a cause or a community, knows this exact feeling. You could be driven by this huge love for an ideal, justice or creativity or just humanity in general. But the day-in, day-out reality of dealing with actual people, oh man, it can be so frustrating.
So how do you actually bridge that gap? The Innocence Project is a perfect example. They operate in a system that's just full of people under unbelievable pressure. So instead of just fighting everybody, they do two brilliant things. First, they shine a massive light on the injustice. And second, they work to make doing the right thing the easy thing for the people in that system. They're not just playing the game, they're changing the game itself.
And that just perfectly shows what Gandhi was getting at. Service isn't about sacrificing yourself. It's about finding your most authentic self by diving into the messy, real-world struggle of helping other people. It's where your game starts to connect with everyone else's.
But hey, let's be totally clear here. Choosing your own path, being true to whatever it is that makes you, it is incredibly hard. As Stephen Pressfield says, there's no school for this. You can get a textbook on how to become a brain surgeon. There is no textbook on how to be you. And that is the hard truth. But it immediately forces the only question that really matters. If this is truly your game, the one thing you are put here to play, do you actually have a choice? The struggle stops being an obstacle. It becomes the path.
Okay, so if the struggle is just part of the deal, how do you keep going? How do you sustain yourself? Well, it all comes down to practice, the daily discipline of just showing up for your impossible game.
A big part of this practice is reflection. And looking back isn't about getting lost in the past. It's about recalibrating. It's about looking at your mistakes and your attempts clearly, not to beat yourself up, but to get a fresh perspective on the road ahead.
So this all boils down to a practice of being present. You use your past to get clear on your future. You think about your own mortality, not to be morbid, but to realize that today is the only day you actually have to play your game. And this is so important, you have to rely on habit, not motivation.
Let's just break that down for a second. Motivation is great, right? It's the spark. It gets you off the couch. but it is so unreliable. It's like the weather. It comes and goes. Habit is totally different. Habit is your system. It's showing up to play your game whether you feel like it or not. It's what carries you through on the days when inspiration is nowhere to be found.
So what happens if you actually commit to this? If you show up and play your impossible game every single day? What's the payoff? Well, it's about way more than just personal success. It's about letting your inner light shine out.
See, the ultimate victory in your game isn't some trophy or award. It's playing with so much integrity, so much heart, that you actually inspire other people. Your struggle, your commitment makes their own dreams feel just a little more possible. And that is what real leadership is.
So it really all comes down to this, doesn't it? You will always miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You got to commit. You have to pull the trigger. You have to take the shot, even if you know you might miss.
Because you will miss. Let's just be honest. Failure isn't a possibility. It's a guarantee. The whole point isn't to somehow avoid failing. The point is to learn from it, to fail better every single time.
And through all of it, you've really got 3 choices. You can give up, you can give in, or you can give it all you've got. And if it's really your game, the only real choice is to play with your whole heart, because it's the only one you've got. Which leaves us with one final, unavoidable question, the one this entire explainer has been leading up to. After all is said and done, what is your impossible game, and are you going to start playing it today?